I'm falling over you. I think I'm falling over you.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I am doing a podcast. I know, I wanted to do a podcast for quite a while now. I started listening to him a lot. Yeah, and I just like listening to him in the background and stuff. So this one's going to be quite raw, not much editing. Yeah, so if this is the first time you see my channel, basically I normally film me, myself and I, or my friends just riding bikes or anything with two wheels really. A rocker, that's a tiny bike. So yeah, so the first podcast is kind of be just me telling you how I got into BMX racing, because thinking about it, it's quite a bit of a long story. And yeah, so sorry if I keep looking at my phone, I've got some notes here. So in about 2012, me and my friends used to like ride outside in the road, not in the road, but like out the front of our houses and stuff on our street, and used to ride scooters mainly. That was mainly our forte. And yeah, we used to ride scooters and like always trying to progress scooters, not really, just trying to have fun and meet up and stuff. And then my friend, well, still my friend, she used to do, well, she still does, she does BMX racing, so she's done it a lot longer than me. And she basically got me into it, because she lived down the road and she always told me about it, and I always tried to act like I knew, but I didn't, clearly, at the time. And then then 2013, this is about 2012 November or whatever. And then 2013 something switched in my head and I was like, yes, I'm going to do BMX racing. This is what I'm going to do. So I was on holiday in Tunisia or something, and I remember thinking, like, when I get back I'm going to do BMX racing. That's all I'm going to do. So once I got back, I don't know if I'd already got my helmet or not. I'm not sure. Yeah, this helmet here was my first BMX racing helmet. It's actually got some stickers and a GoPro, two GoPro mounts on this one. Yeah, I bought this from Halfords. It's quite a cheap one compared to the one I got now. Yeah, so if we skip to when I got back from Tunisia, I started going to a club called Greenwich BMX, which is in Greenwich, obviously. And I think it's in Hornfair Park, I think, if you want a precise location. And yeah, they do Saturday sessions, so I would start going on a Saturday. I think I'd borrow one of their bikes because they got spare bikes you can use. And yeah, so I had my own helmet. I didn't want to start without a helmet. I don't know why. So then I had some like really basic knee pads and some gloves that I don't even know where they might be from eBay actually. Yeah, they weren't anything close to what I got now really. But anyway, so I would go on a Saturday session, and then my other friend Ben, who you might have seen on this channel, I'm not sure. He started just after me, so I think we started about October, November or September, I'm not sure. Maybe sometime when I started school that year, maybe. Who knows? Yeah, so I used to borrow a bike. Have my own pads, have my own helmet, and yeah, I'd go there and ride every Saturday, and it was something just switched. I was like, this is gonna be so good. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. So that's around the time when I stopped kind of scootering out the front. I still used to. I think I stayed until like 2014. I would have been 13. So yeah. So I did these Saturday sessions for like quite a while. I think it was until the next year. So like maybe a year. Probably not a year, or a year or two. And then by that time I'd bought a bike, my friend Megan's old bike, and it was a Harrow something. It was like white, and it was like, I was like, wow, this is gonna be it. So I rode that for like the next 2 years, and then a club called TNT BMX club started up at Cycle Park, which is in Gravesend, and that's the club I'm in now, and that's the club I ride for. And yeah, that started in I haven't got a clue, 2014 or 15, and yeah, that was pretty good. Actually, before that, before TNT started, Greenwich, I used to progress, and I'd ride flat shoes, which in BMX racing there's flats and there's clips, so I've only just got on clips, which is quite late actually. But flats, so you wear like a normal bike, so you just have flat pedals and normal shoes. But if you have clips, there's like pedals that they slot in, so I've got them now. But anyway, I would like at Greenwich is quite a small track compared to most tracks. It's like, yeah, it's like a pump track normally. It wears you out more, but it's still fun to ride. So I would progress. So I remember jumping the fourth straight. There's 3 jumps on the fourth straight. There's a little step up, a double, and another double, and then a roller. So yeah, I remember pretty much just jumping that whole straight and thinking, this is sick. Like that was the first time I think I actually did anything that I wanted, that I remember that was pretty good for me. After that was probably jumping the first straight, because the first straight, Greenwich is quite short, so it's small all around. So all the straights are quite short. So the first straight, the start hill is like half of the. I say start hill, I say little incline, because you pedal more than you go down. So that's like half the first straight, and then you get to this double, which is from flat. It's pretty. I'd say it's about 8 foot, maybe 6 foot. I don't know. And then yeah, it's at the moment this year. It's actually just like, it looks like a table with just 2 little humps each side, because it's barely a double anymore. It's quite flat. But yeah, so I remember jumping. So the second jump is like half the size, and it goes into the berm. So if you jump on the inside, you just go up and then straight back down. But if you jump on the outside, you go up and then like land. It more like levels out with the berm, so you go to the top, because it's the first right-hand one at Greenwich. So yeah, so I'd done the second on the first straight before that, and that was something that jumping's always been a bit weird for me, because my head always gets in my mental. I could do much more than I should, than I do, but yeah, for me it's like mentally, like jumping, it's like I always think about the worst things that happen, like you could crash or whatever, like I could crash. Yeah, so first straight, I think it was about 2016. I think I remember having a video for, and on my GoPro, and it was me and my friend Zach who'd started, and did I follow him? I think he followed me into it, and once I'd done that, I was like, what else there to do, because that was the biggest jump I've ever seen. I think probably it's the biggest jump at Greenwich, so for that was pretty big. Like in my head, that was a lot. So yeah, so and then the next obstacle was probably the third straight, which has got a table, which is like just if you haven't seen a BMX track before. Okay, so if you haven't seen a BMX track before, a double is like 2 humps, and then a roller is just like one hump, and then a table is like up, flat, and then so like a table. Yeah, so the third straight's got a table on it, and it's got, I'd say that's probably about 6-8 foot too. It's a bit lower though, and then it's got a double, which is like, it looks like more of a trails jump, but it's not. And then the last on that one is the step up, which I'm not sure if I've even jumped to this day, but that's it's probably like a bike. If you stand your bike up, like on the back wheel, it's probably like up that much, if you know what I mean, and then it drops away on the landing. So I think that's what I've always scared of, that one. So the third straight, that double, was the next probably big thing that I remember jumping, and I remember, yeah, the first time I did that, I was like, what have I been waiting for? This was so easy. Yeah. So back to the TNT. So about 2015, halfway through maybe, TNT got set up at Cycler Park, because before that Cycler Park just had their own team, and it had a few members. I don't think it didn't have as many as TNT does now. Yeah, so I think I joined that, and then slowly I stopped going to Greenwich on the Saturdays, because the Cycler Park runs on the Tuesdays. So, and then maybe before TNT, I think I went to Cycler Park on Wednesdays, which had their open session, so you could just go there for like 2 hours and ride. And then I started going to the TNT sections on a Tuesday, and then the Cycler Park ones on Thursday. So it was a lot. It was 2-3 times a week, or Greenwich as well, so 4. Who knows? And then yeah, so the Cycler Park, from Greenwich to Cycler Park is quite a step up. The start hill at Cycler Park is probably at least triple the size of Greenwich, because if you go there, which the first time I did, I was like, what? How can people just ride down that so easily? But now then, I think back to, if I see other people riding it, I'm like, yeah. Yeah, so Cycler Park is where I ride these days, really, or what it is, and that's my home track now. And a lot has changed in TNT, so like all the people that run it and stuff, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, so I think that's how I think that's the end of how I got started in BMX, really. And then, so from 2015 to 2019, is it now? I think so. Or was it 2014 maybe? I don't know. 29. Yeah. So it's been like 4 or 5 years at Cycler Park, and I go to Greenwich, back to Greenwich a few times, because it's just fun. Because now I'm much better, if I do say so myself. Then I can jump everything, so it's a bit of fun. Then like I can progress my skills. Like I did a quad manual a couple of weeks ago, so that was I was so happy about that. Yeah, because I'd done the triple at Cycler Park, and yeah, that was great. So if we move on to racing, I think the first year that I started BMX, 2013, I did race it, or did I race the 20? I raced the 2014 season, because that was the end of the 2013 season has already ended, so I'd raced the 2014 season, and at that time the regionals and the London series had like novice groups, so I did them, and yeah, I think in my first year I came second in the London series, and the regionals I'm gonna say 7th, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, so I was having fun so much. I was having so much fun, and actually got, yeah. So the 2014 season, I got this trophy which says London BMX Series 2014 second place. So that was pretty sick, because that was the first year and I got a trophy. So I was pretty lucky, to be honest, because nowadays novice races aren't as popular. They're still having the London series, I think, but regionals, no, too much time to take up, really. So after the first year, I think, or who knows, I'm pretty bad with dates, I've just realised. If you're just listening in the background to this and you're just like, wait, you just keep looking back like, what's he chatting about? Yeah, so the end of 2014 season, I got a trophy. I got 7th in the regionals. It's pretty good. Then 2015, I don't remember too much about this year, really. I think I was pretty, because I only did one year in novice, because I was told at one point, but then apparently you're allowed or whatever. So I did 1 year novice, and then the next year I did like expert or whatever, like normal. And I think the regionals I did pretty well. I don't know, probably not as well as the novice series, because there was more people, because all the novices moved up with all the experts that were already there. So I was racing the same people, but obviously they were better, because they were better, and so was I, because of the winter series, the winter time. So 2015 season, everyone was better. I think I got about 15th, 10th, I don't know. London series, I did. Probably 2015 was kind of miss out year, because I happened at the end of it, because yeah, I'll get onto that. So I got all the way through the season, and I did pretty well. I think, yeah, I was not a contender for first, but I was in like the top 10 for each, I think. So August, I think, remember it was. So the day after I jumped the first straight at Greenwich, me and Zach went to a pump track, which is like a small BMX track, and you don't pedal, you don't really pedal anyway, you just pump, and it's good for like practicing jumping and stuff. And yeah, we were there, and that was the Sunday. So we were riding around. I think I filmed a little edit on this channel, and I'll put it in the description if I remember. Who knows? And yeah, so the biggest one at Swingfield is like, well, I don't know. I haven't been there since then, but there was like a double, which was like, there was like ruts, which like holes. It wasn't a good jump at that point, but Zach tried it, and I think we dared each other or something. I don't know. Don't dare each other, kids. It's not good. And then I went for it, but I didn't know how to safety jump at that point. So when you jump a bike, let's say this is the bike, you jump and then you land. But if you safety jump, you put your back wheel down first. So if it's like a double, you put your back wheel down, and then you're gonna land better. But with this jump, I didn't know how to safety jump. So all I remember is jumping, getting my front wheel over the end of the double, and then just getting thrown off the bike or something. I went left, I think, and because there was a little berm there, I landed, and my left arm, I think I must have rolled on my left arm, and when I got up, I was crying. I think probably I must have been. I looked over at my bike, and I was like, "Is that bike okay?" It was my orange Yes at this point, and I was like, I hope it's alright, you know. I think every bike rider's like that, really. And then I picked up my arm, which really hurt, and on my arm I could just see my wrist bone like sticking out, bit graphic, like with the skin. And I was like, I told my mum, is it broken? Is it broken? And she was like, don't worry. And she told me afterwards that she knew it was broken. Yeah, because thinking about it now, it was definitely broken. It was sticking out my arm. So yeah, that was that. And then so what happened after that was, at this point I'd already broken both my wrists at the same time a couple of years before. I think it was about 2011 or 12. So at this point we took Zach home, which because we still had Zach. It kind of ended the session, well, it did end the session quite abruptly, really. So we took Zach home. So about that, my camera only records for 20 minutes, and clearly I've been talking for 20 minutes. So we took Zach home, and then we stopped outside and we talked to his dad, and I was sitting in there like, my arm. And then we went home, and then my mum had this like sling thing, so I put that on. Kind of helped, I guess, instead of holding my arm. Then I had a roast dinner, because that was already prepared by my dad, I think. So, and then we decided, I think we should go to the hospital, really, because it was still sticking out my arm. I mean, it's not going to jump back in, is it? So we went to the hospital, A&E, and I was still a child at that point, so it was quicker. I think it's a child under 16, whatever. It's quicker to go through because you go to a different place. So, yeah, then we got in there. We finally got in there, and this woman, I was like so annoyed because I'd already been told. For some reason, this like idiot doctor had already told my mum, which was sitting right next to me, and I could hear that my arm was broken, and basically I couldn't ride the South Champs or the London series, the finale of the London series, which I was really hoping to do because I thought I could do pretty well. So yeah, I was so annoyed. I was crying, and they tried to make me stay overnight, and that was way too much. And then they put a cast on my wrist. So the woman was like standing in front of me, and she grabbed my wrist, and then she like casted it, but she like held it against her, which was like not making it straight at all. And then after that, because the cast was like, oh, my arm was like that. It was like bent. It was like a curve, and I was like, this doesn't seem very well. It just doesn't seem very good, actually. Then we were waiting in the waiting room, and we got told, the doctor came back and said like, oh, you've broken it, you're going to have to stay over. Well, he's telling my mum, I'm going to have to stay overnight. And I was like, I'm not staying overnight. Why would I don't need to stay overnight. And then he said that I needed to have an operation. I was like, what? An operation? I just broke my arm, calm it. But yeah, that was my first and only operation ever so far. Yeah, so we came in the next day, which was the Monday, which is Bank Holiday Monday. And I had something planned, but we couldn't go to that, and it was raining. We came at like really early. It was like 7. That might not be early. Who knows? It's early for me. That's still single digits. Yeah, we came in about 7, and it was. I was just terrified. I was like, what's going to happen? I've never had it before. You probably are when you don't have a surgery, but yeah. Yeah, they put me. I don't know. It was probably about 12 when I went into the actual surgery. It took ages. It probably always does. Even though there was no one else there, because who the hell else would wake up at this time? But yeah, so I had the operation. So basically, they just put me to sleep so they could straighten it without me absolutely like killing them, because it would hurt. They just had to like pull it out. It's a bit graphic. They had to pull it up and then push it back in. I think, I'm not sure. Put it together and then cast it again with a. They had to cast it. I got told before they had to cast it up above my elbow, and I was like, again, why? This is a lot of effort. But it must have been because it was so far down my forearm that they had to do that. But it was just a whole traumatic experience to me, because then the rest of the year I couldn't do anything. I was off for like 2 months at least, if I remember. So what was I saying? So I came out of surgery and I woke up, because you wake up in this like recovery room or whatever, and then they wheel you back into the. I got a room because there was no one else there, obviously, and yeah, I woke up and my arm was like on me, like with a sling around. I don't know how they got the sling around me, but anyway, I was asleep. I had the cast up to my elbow, above my elbow, and then it had my mum and my sister went home or something. I can't remember, and then I had to wait a couple hours or something, but then in that time I could eat like an hour after or something, and they gave me like, if you ever had hospital food, they gave me one slice of toast, which they probably used like half a bit of butter, and then beans. Don't like beans, so that didn't help. A yogurt probably, but I don't like. It was like some weird yogurt that no one eats, so they probably just have a load of them. They didn't want to buy them from the shops. And then, yeah, because I said to my mum, I want like 40 nuggets when we get out of here from McDonald's. I didn't. I think I had like 20. Well, I think I had 20. Yeah, so I was sitting, and there was like, so the room was like, there was 2 beds, and I was like laying there, and there was a bed like the other side of the room facing. There was no one in it. It was the same room, just that was all the room was. And there was like this massive, not massive as in big, like massive backwards TV. So it wasn't a flat screen at all. On the like hanging down, and I think my dad got the remote or something. I'm not sure. And yeah, I think watching Top Gear actually, which is always good. I like Top Gear. Yeah, and then what happened after that? So I think an hour or two, half an hour, I'm not sure, after I'd eaten whatever that was. I felt a bit weird. Like apparently I was pale or something. I can't remember, but I felt really quite out of it, I guess, because you're out of surgery. And then, so then I could go home, and I think on the way home we went to McDonald's. Yeah, so when we got home, it must have been, yeah, when we got home that night, I opened up my dad's laptop, plugged in my memory card for my GoPro that we'd been making the edit on, and started editing on Windows Live Movie Maker, I think. Yeah, because what else was I supposed to do? So I just had my left arm, and if you ever had a cast above your elbow, it's so annoying, because for like 8 weeks or whatever, you have your arms just like, you can't like bend it more than that. Yeah, so then I made that edit, and I think I uploaded that day or whatever. And yeah, and then gradually after that, I think I got broader and broader, because if I've got a picture, I'll put it on screen now. I started drawing on my cast. I think I had an Apple Watch on there, and like loads of I kept drawing like logos on it, because lucky I broke my left arm, not my right arm. Then I wouldn't be able to write. But yeah. So yeah, I think that's the end of that story. That's the worst injury I've had in BMX, really. I've had a few like bruises and stuff and scrapes, but nothing like that. Yeah. So when that got when the whole cast on my wrist got fixed, the day I had to get another, about 4, 5, 6 weeks after, I had to get a proper cast. So it was like, I can't remember the name. It was a white cast, and I got I think it was red, but I hate red, so I don't know why I got a red cast. Anyway, I think it was the last day of year 6. I came in late because I had to get. Oh no, that was the other broken arm. I'm mixing up breakages here. I had to. So yeah, I got the red cast. Or was it blue? It was blue. That was the first one was red. Anyway, it was blue. It was a blue cast, and I got it. That was like below my elbow. So because I think it was already pretty much been. It was more fixed than it was, obviously. Yeah, so I got that on, and then I think it was like 4 weeks after that or whatever. They said I could ride. There was a certain day I could ride. I got the cast off. Then they said there was a certain day I could ride, and it happened to be a Thursday, I think, which was a cycle park session. So, you know what I did? I rode that session, and then everyone was like, "Oh, you're back." I was like, "Yeah." They were like, "When were you able to ride?" I was like, "Today." Yeah. So I didn't actually ride as bad as I thought I would, which was pretty good. It was lucky because I didn't hurt myself even more. Yeah. So after that, it came winter again. Well, it was winter, so I had to train all that season, and then I think season started in like March and stuff, so I had to wait until March, and then yeah, I was back on it, so I was ready to ride again. I think in that time I'd like fixed my bike and stuff as well, obviously. My bike ended up being fine. I think there was just maybe a footprint on it or something. There always was with that orange frame. I don't know. It's a weird frame. Yeah, so I was back on it for the 2016 season, which I don't remember much. Let me check my trophies quick. No, 2016 was a good year. Okay, so good year like tires, you know. So Hersden is it's near Canterbury, I think, or yeah, it's near there, or Herne Bay or something. There's a track in Herne Bay, but there's Hersden as well. So Hersden, I hadn't gone there before. I did the 2015 season, I think, but I'm not sure. So the 2016 season, I raced. So they have their own series. So it's like a Kent series, I guess. I'm not sure. So I'd been there before. I love the track. So normal tracks have tarmac berms these days, but that track is so like retro and old and stuff. It still had like gravel berms, so you could only go in outside line because no one's going to try and cut in because they'll just slide out, which I think I have before. Yeah, so the 2016 season was pretty fun. I managed, so Hersden had like a club race, so like within their series, I think they had 5 races, and in one of those races, they had a team like championship or whatever. So you had to create a team. So we had done the team the year before, and I think the name was like Chicken Fluff or something. It was something random because it was like we need a team name, and like one of the team members' dad was like Chicken Fluff. Why not? So that's what happened with that, and yeah. So Chicken Fluff ended up winning 2016. 2015 I think we came like 4th or something, because there was a TNT team, but then there was us as well, which was a combination of like TNT and Greenwich Riders. So yeah, I think we came like 4th in TNT. You came like 2nd or 3rd. I don't know. We were beating them at one point, but yeah. So 2016 comes around. I think I'm leading the series at this point. I think it was like the 2nd to last race, and in my races that day, so you race individually, but then you put your points together as a team. So in my race, I got a maximum, so I won every race, which is quite amazing to think about now. But yeah, I won every race. So then we ended up winning that year, and I should get that trophy. Yeah, I've actually got that trophy right here, which says Hersden Harriers Team Champs 2016 runners up. Maybe we didn't win. Wait. Who knows? Maybe. I don't know, actually. Now I'm confused on camera. Okay, maybe we didn't win. So anyway, I think, oh, maybe we just got pipped by 1 point. Possibly. Yeah, so that's that trophy. Right, then I've just seen as well another trophy, this one here. It's a smaller one. Braintree, which is in Essex, there's a track there. And they, every couple years, so BMX has World Championships. And it's normally like August or something in a different country or whatever. It was in Manchester a few years ago, but not since. So, Braintree normally hold a no clips world. So at the worlds, people mostly wear clips above like age 13, which is like the age you should be wearing clips. And then so you have no clips worlds at Braintree, so you just wear flats, which was good for me at the time because I still wear flats. And yeah, so loads of people come without not on flats, and yeah, so I ended up getting second place. So this says 2016 Braintree BMX no clips worlds, second place. Formula 2. So at Braintree they've always done their club races and stuff in formulas, so the formulas mean ages. So I think this was like, wait, 2016. This was 15s. 15 to 16s maybe? I'm not sure. Yeah, so I came second, and I was really happy with that, because this was like the third or fourth trophy I got, so that was pretty sick. Yeah, and then after that, so that was in August. And then after that, I think that year I had the South Champs and the London Series, and I can't remember what's those two. I think I just, you know, average season that season for them two. And then 2017, I don't remember much. The 2016-17 season, who knows? I can't remember. I was just kept trying to progress and do stuff. 2017 might have been a good London Series actually. Because Greenwich, I like riding that. I don't like racing it because it's horrible. The gate is slow, and the berms go to flat, so like you can't go inside because it just goes flat and you lose all your speed. So it's pretty awkward, but yeah, good London Series that year. 2018 last year, I did, I think, right, so London Series I got, it might have been 9th maybe? I'm not sure, I can't remember. So I got this trophy for competing that year, and it says London BMX Series 2018 runner-up, so I didn't win, basically. That's just a little trophy there. And yeah, so the last one of that last year was at the Olympic Park. Yes, it was, because I remember the presentation. Fourth, I came fourth. I've just remembered thinking about the picture. I came fourth. Yeah, I was pretty happy with that. I came fourth overall, so that's pretty good. The South region last year, I think I came 28th overall out of, like, in the whole South, out of about 60 odd. So I was decently happy with that. I hope to do better this year, but who knows. So this one says South Region BMX 2018 Region Series runner up. So yeah, this one's a bit bigger. Yeah, I was pretty happy with that. I had to go to Bournemouth to get this one. Yeah, in about September. So I went to Bournemouth twice last year and stayed in the hotels. You would have seen the video for the South Champs. Yeah, I like Bournemouth, so that was a pretty good day. And I think that brings us to this year. So hopefully this year it's going to be much better. Yeah, so I think that was the first podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I don't speak too fast, because when I watch myself back, sometimes I do speak really fast. I'm like, what did I even say? Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you have any ideas of what you want me to talk about, I think the next one might be goals for this year. Maybe, I'm not sure what BMX place I want to be or whatever. If you've got any ideas for videos or podcast ideas, let me know. And yeah, I hope to see you in my next video. So thanks for watching the podcast. I hope it wasn't too much of a long-winded for me. For you, not me, I'm here, whatever. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
No lie, I think I'm falling over you.